Welcome back. This is Nerd Dad, episode 13 of our Factorio playthrough. So, while we were away, yeah, we actually did manage to get that whole wall built. In fact, we pushed right out and grabbed the uranium too. We figured we may as well get our hands on that nice piece of uranium that'll set us up for some nuclear power as well. So we've got ourselves up here with a really nice piece of iron ore there, some nice coal, and some copper, and even our oil. So we're kind of set for a little bit. We've just got to figure out how to get that in here. But the biggest issue we've got right now is looking at... Hey, I just started looking. Watching bugs. Sorry. I want to see the bugs. They're coming with spitters now, so that's interesting. Don't have the ability to blast out these cliffs yet. So I'm thinking we might actually just drop miners on here and ship this ore straight in here for now. It's not what we really want, but I think we're going to accept that for right now. But what that means for us is we're going to need a bunch of miners. And right now we don't have those, and we're going to need them anyways to get our next science packs, I believe our blues. So to do that, I was thinking what we would do is we'd come in here, and so I've started to kind of set us up with some items for making the miners, making engines. We're going to need some pipe. We're going to need some of these cogs, whatever they are, iron gears. And so while I was doing that, I thought, well, you know what, I should build some assembly machines. So I've got assembly machines automated because that's always a nice little bonus to have, so you don't have to always make them in your bag. So we've just kind of thrown a few things together here really kind of quickly, getting things in place just for us to kind of move on here. So now that we've got that done, what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at getting these electric mining drills. So I'm thinking I'd probably like to get at least 6 of these online, maybe more. And they, I believe, are a 3-part item, so they're going to take blues. So we've been waiting for this a little bit. It's just kind of started up here, so we should have a decent amount. So there we go. That's more than we've ever had, I think, at any one time. So that's going to be beneficial to us. And I don't want to touch this line here because it's sort of all off the same line here. We're actually going to start fresh lines for this. And I think what we're going to do is just make sure we understand what it's going to ask for. It's going to get 10 iron plates, so we are going to bleed the iron plate pretty heavily. So we'll do that with a blue line, and I think what we'll do is we'll combine the green and... Ooh, we're not going to be able to combine those because this is going to come in from the other way. That's alright. I can accept that fate. That's okay. We will... What we'll do is we'll bring 2 lines in on this side. 1, 2, which puts us at 3. And we will just bring around these iron gears this way. And I'm expecting this these iron gears are going to get kind of split up all over the place. But right now we'll just make it a dedicated to here, but we'll end up splitting it off, I'm sure. And we may need more of these. I just wanted at least one place that was making them. Instead of always just doing the same, hop over thing, because it takes up quite a bit of space doing that. So we'll see if this works. If it doesn't, we'll go back to our other methodology. And this one was going to be our greens. So let's get this one figured out. We're going to need something like that. And... Oopsie. There we go. So this should be pretty simple for us to connect. I'm actually not sure if we have any splitters yet. I think I've been not making things. I need a little bit of resource here. There we go. And just slam that in there real quick. That'll give us some greens down here. And once we get these miners in place, hopefully that iron gear can keep up. That's just my... It's just a question at this point. Oops, that wasn't really well done, was it? I'm just not sure that it's got enough throughput, so we'll have to sort of play by ear here. But I think these are quite a few seconds, aren't they? They're like 8 seconds or something. 2 seconds. Not even close. Man, they're fast. Okay. If they're 2 seconds and we're taking 5 iron gears per, wow, that's going to be, whoa. That's on 6. That's 30 gear every 2 seconds. So that's 15 gear a second. We're going to be throwing out of each of these. I think these are half second. Half second. That's 6. That's 3. Ooh, and we're already struggling on the iron ore. So it's one of the, this is a chicken egg scenario we got going on here. What's going to happen is we're going to run short of iron, because what we're trying to do is build miners so we can go get more iron. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle here to start, but we will get there. I'm not too concerned. It's just for right now, we're going to be a little bit pressured with the limited amount of ore we've got, so we may have to make some of these manually. We just might have to do that. I was hoping we'd get away with it, but I'm not too sure we're going to. Okay. And we're going to just be able to run right off there. I think we'll be okay at, that's 2 every half, that's 4, it's 24, what were we burning? 24, and we're burning 32, so that's going to be 15, so we should have 9 or so left over per, assuming we keep the line full. Yikes. Okay, well, it's what it is. We will do the best that we can with what we have. Maybe what we'll have to do is just take the first few and just kind of run off and start working on our next project, which is going to be that iron ore mine and getting that all figured out. We don't need that to go that far. Where you going? Okay, we just need a splitter there. Maybe several. And can we get a couple more here? May as well bleed these lines off entirely. It's not really going to help at this point. We just don't have enough ore getting down here. It's, I think I'll catch up a bit once it catches up. Right now it's making a bunch of these fast transport belts because I grabbed so many, and I don't want to take them back because it's going to take a lot of transport belt to get that ore into town. So we're going to be, I think we're hard pressed for iron ore either way at the moment. Okay, so let's get this done. And we'll just throw a little box at the end here right now. And what we get is what we get for right now. It's settle with what we are given at this point, I think. Doesn't fit there. How about there? We'll just take it as we get it. Okay. Now what I wanted to go do is, how many can we make? Let's go 5, 10. Okay. Let's just peel off this line right here anyways. This line's not really doing anything. Let's grab all this. Let's manually make some stuff. We're going to do another 15. And then let's go out and start making stuff. And start thinking about how we're going to get this fed in here so we can keep this line a little bit forward than it is and get all, hopefully all 100 of these furnaces churning over. If we can do that, we'll be in good shape. It's going to mean we're going to need to get these furnaces up and running here, so we're going to need, what, another 20? How many we got on us? Do we have any? I don't think so. Alright, so we'll get those up and running. And how are we doing here? Yeah, see, it's all this that's hurting us. We've probably really, what do we got? There's 3, 6, 7, 11, 15, 20 something. So we basically have a whole bank that isn't running right now. So we're only running at about 60 versus the 80 we were hoping to be at. So that's all good. It's something we can accept. And what we're going to do, let's try this with fast line and see if we can just run one bead right now. Okay, where's this going to come from? If we are standing right here and we run this straight out, it's actually going to be pretty close to hitting that little hole in the cliff there. So let's just crunch. And this is going to be a temporary thing at best, so hopefully by the time we burn off all this iron ore out here, hopefully, just hopefully, we've actually got our train station in place and are just waiting to get rid of what this line is going to be. Yeah, look at that little crummy tree. Well, we were close to this little path. I wouldn't say it was going to be perfect. It was a few off. But I think if we come right through there, I think if I was eyeballing it, it looks like it's going to be a straight run in now. That is awesome. Not too far away. Hey, get a tree out of the way. Out of my way. We're almost there. I just run right past it. Okay, let's get these trees out of here. Oh, this thing is just look how much. Like when your whole screen, when you're zoomed in, it's like, it's ore, ore, ore. Okay, yeah. Sorry, just really kind of excited about how much ore there is. Let's just start putting them down. Let's just start laying them down and getting them in here. I'm not laying down blueprints on this right now because it gets a little confusing on the eyeballs when they get over top of the ore, I find. So we're just going to put one big long shtick of these guys here. Actually, let's get this last little bit at the end here. And then we'll start building off the sides of these. I just cannot seem to hit that one. That one's going to miss a little bit on the end, so we're just going to offset him just a hair like that. And then we'll make sure that the power goes on this side. Okay, where's our nearest power lines? Down here. I guess we could probably use a large power line since we've got some of those. We'll just bead that right over here. Can we make it? Can we make it? Nope, not going to happen. We'll hide it behind that cliff so I don't drive into it as much as I probably could. I'm not, hey, I didn't say I wouldn't. I just said maybe I won't ride into it as much as I typically would. Okay, let's get our line here, and this is going to be awesome. I am actually quite stoked about bringing this in. Even we haven't even mined off the other one. Having this kind of feeding into our line is going to be great. Now, I want to see how full that gets by the time it gets out of there. Once that back end gets through, if this isn't full, we need more. And I'm going with we need more. Okay, so if we're going to need more, I want to actually have a proper red circuit. And I would like to get at least another bank of these guys. 3, 4, 5. And I want to make sure we this one. That should be evenly spaced. I'm going to bring this. Over like this, and then we'll just do one of these, and there we go, and we'll get you on this side, I believe. Okay, let's see if that gets it any thicker. It's still going to be a little staggered. I think we need about another 10, so by the time we go and pick up our other ones, I think we'll be in good shape. It's going to be a nice solid by the time we get the rest of these. Hey, how come you're not? You see one guy sitting here and we're not working. There you go. Get to work. Okay, we'll have this solid pretty quickly. But let's go see what we can do with this. What kind of damage we can throw at our iron ore and see how much this will help us before we get too worried about needing to do more to it. There we go. Nice and backed up. That's what we want to see. We want to be. This is what we want all the way in when we get this finished. Now, what I'm thinking is we can ignore the first one because once we start backlogging this one should start backing up itself. I want to bring it right into here. And I think we'll do, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 lines we're going to want to run this into. 3, 4. So we're going to take all those inserts. We're going to need to do something like, I'm just trying to figure out where these are joining. So I'm going to have a hard time joining to that one. So let's see if we can get by the first 2 maybe, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm going to have to do a little bit of playing around here. And we're going to actually probably need more than those 4. We're going to have all sorts of splits like this going on. And we'll do this. And we're going to have to... Actually, that's really dumb. I don't need to do it that way. I didn't think it through. All I got to do is... Actually, this is really dumb. Really dumb. Where's the yellow? So, what I've got to do is I got to figure out how I'm going to get to the inside of this. So that's actually going to be more important. So what we'll do is, in fact, we're going to We'll come in here like this. We'll jump into there, and we're going to swing back across. And then we'll start jumping. That's what we'll do. Okay, that'll work. So we'll do something like that, and then we'll just jump across to here. We'll follow this up. Put another splitter on here. It's because I'm picking up the other line. Once we're feeding it, it'll be better off. But we just got to get this just about fixed up here. And we'll put the last... Nope, I'm going to need another one because I've got to jump this other one still. And, oh, don't tell me I just... No, I didn't. I thought it would run out of tunnels. And we will just bring that in like this. Okay, for right now, that should be ample. I want to bring you in like this. Oh, we're taking damage somewhere. How did that happen? Oh, it's that other gun. Okay, as long as it's that and nothing else, I am okay with it. I thought maybe it was something I'd done out in the perimeter when I'd been building, and maybe I hadn't done it right, because that's a possibility at all given times. Okay, let's see what happens with this ore. And nicely thicked right now, but it'll space out in a little bit. But I want to see what we get out of this. What's it going to do for us? Alright, starting to thicken up this line, which is what we would expect. It's slowing down, and that might help it backlog too, the fact we're going to run it into these yellows. That line is now solid. This line's soliding up. That's getting there. In fact, you know what we're going to do now is we're going to actually red a couple of these lines to help feed these back end burners. Just like that. Start getting this material kind of pulling down these lines a little bit further. This first one I'm just going to leave. And let's grab this one, even though it's already backlogged. Okay, so that gives us two solid lines. That first line's still struggling, but it's starting to backlog, which is great. And so far, so good. Okay, so let's get this last piece in. That line is really nice and thick, so if we can get that going, that should help somewhat. We'll just grab this. And, oops, we're going to need a little bit more. Well, we'll just finish it off with the yellows that we got, because I don't want to bleed off the line anymore. So we were going to just quickly smack this into place here real quick. Shouldn't take too long to do this one. Oh, it's not going to take long if I really mess it up. And there we go. Oh my goodness. It is with me. Let's try that again and again and again and again and again. I don't think I want to do that way. I think we'll bring it in and tie it together. That's going to be an outside line, but this one will become a double wide. It might work. We'll have to see. If it gets backlogged, then we'll clean it up. I'm hoping it gets backlogged, because that would be a good thing at this point in time. 20. And it's just click, click, click. Pump, pump, pump. Should I just put some music on for this? That's okay, we're almost there. Actually, let's get this wired over here real quick. I think we're just going to bring this one line straight over by itself. Unfortunately, that's yellow, but it will do for right now. Alright, and the rest of this should be... Oh, we're going to need some power lines in here before it does anything at all. Okay, we're getting there. I didn't put any copper, didn't put any... yeah. Ahem. 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 Who thought that was a good idea? Well, let's see how much of this we can bleed off before, you know, The next big mistake. Yikes. Now, let's see if we can get rid of a good chunk of it into these lovely machines. I think they're only going to take 1 or 2 each, though. I don't think they take a lot. But I don't believe I didn't feed the coal in there. Trying to go too fast is always the pain. Never don't pay when you go too fast. Okay. We just need to pull this coal line off here. So I think I'm just actually going to bring it its own dedicated... Oh, we don't need to. We've actually got one right here that we've already set up for it. So there we go. I'm just going to snip it right there until I pull this off. Because bad stuff will happen if we don't. Well, that's going to help with the backlog. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Yes, let's not put the copper in there. Okay. So sorry, but I think we've got it fixed now. There we go. And there. Okay. So now we've got that online. And is our line getting any better? Let's go down and take a... Oh, I've got to get this tied together as well. And we don't have stuff. We just need a little bit more ore. And oh, we don't have any copper, I'm guessing. Nope, no copper. Alright, now we can do one of those. And once we get this line tied together, we should have a decent throughput. Okay. Let's go down to the bottom of the bus and see how it's keeping up now, because short of running a second line in, which I'm not sure is going to do anything. We're basically, I mean, if these are all full, running an extra line isn't going to help us. The only thing that's really going to help us at this point would be probably upgrading the furnaces is probably the next step we'll have to step into. I was kind of hoping to put it off for just a little bit. But let's go take a look and see how we're doing on our miners here. Well, we've already almost got 200, so we're not doing too bad. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to peg that off at 200. We don't really need much more right now. We know we can constantly use them later, but I want us to build some other things as well. I want us to be looking at things like, oh, I don't know, engines and all sorts of other things we want to get into. So let's start taking a quick look at that. And yes, what should we do for that? I want to take a quick look at how we're going to make a couple of big steps here. We know we want to get into batteries because we want to get bots up in the air. We want to do a couple of other things as well. We know we got to get to explosives, which is sulfur and water. That's petroleum. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to get built was some pump jacks. I want to automate those. It doesn't necessarily something we need to automate. It's a wish list item is what it is. It's, oh, it would be so nice to have pump jacks. That's about where we're going to put it on the grand scheme of how important it is. It would be nice. And so we're going to just do it for no other reason than we want them. And I'm actually going to, this is, I don't want us to do too much of this kind of snaking lines around, but in this area where it's basically things that we're building, like this little area here, while we're using these for other things, this is more about us building things for us to use. So we're gonna kind of allow ourselves to do a little bit of extra snaking on these kind of areas. And the reason for that is when you look at what we need here, we need basically these gears, we need the pipe, which is right here, and we also need the steel. And so it's kind of got a little bit of everything which we need right here. We just need to slap a couple lines together. And what we need is 10 and 10 on the pipe and the greens. We could just do a couple of combined lines. I don't think I've ever done it like that, but I'm thinking maybe that's what we're going to do here. I think what we'll do is we'll combine the iron gear in the pipe, and we'll combine the steel and the electric. And I think they take a while to build anyways. 5 seconds, not too bad. And what is it again? It's those and steel. So that's actually good because we got lots of greens. We just don't have the ability to get any more of these. So what I'm going to do, we're going to eyeball this just a little bit here. We're going to, let's go get some more red. I need to get another line running backwards here so I can run faster. It's too slow. we're going to pull back on this. How's the bus doing? It's medium. Medium to weak, I would say. Definitely isn't great. But the good news is we're starting to use red transport belts, and we're kind of, I'd say we're a little early for what we usually do, so that's okay. I think I'm only going to do 4 of the pump jacks, because I got a couple ideas I want to do for other things in the same sort of vein. So 2, 3, 4. In fact, that might be too many. What's that going to take? It's going to take, ooh, lots of iron ore. And the other thing I was thinking about is pumps. Maybe what we do is we do 3 for the pump jacks. And I want to run... Actually, let's run them on this side. Ooh, that's going to be ugly on this side. Yeah, we can make it work. We can make anything work. We have faith in ourselves. Do we? Do we really? I don't know. Okay, let's grab this and these. And we said we wanted, if I could remember, 10 and 10. Pipe and iron gears. Oh, that's not what I was looking at. Okay. I've already blown it. You've already blown it, man. It's actually better than I thought it was. I say that a lot. But it's true. I thought I had to actually cross the lines, and I don't. So it's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Where is the green circuits? Right there. And not that way. Okay, you guys go up that side. And we would like then to grab this pipe. Pipe. And we're going to just go like this with you. And we need one of these. And those. Oopsie. Nothing worse than stepping on a transport belt when you're trying to draw a line. Okay, well, you know, backing into a bug base would be worse, I guess. What would be worse? I don't know. What do we got? Pump jacks. Yay for pump jacks. I get too excited sometimes when I get these things built. It's like, yay. It all came together sort of quickly. That's not going to be too bad. We built so few of them. In fact, I think we're going to put the chest down to this end as well. I think we're going to, you know, kind of make it a little pickup area down here. Kind of in this. Alright, already doing stuff down here. Let's keep going and doing stuff down here. We may as well throw some yellows on here. These guys are going to be sputtering out a few here and there. Not too quickly. I'm sure the yellows can keep up with it. And a power line there, and a power line there. And how come you're not doing anything? Because you don't have the lines far enough. I was like, why are you not working? There we go. Now, we don't want 1,000 of these. We'll probably be more than... I think they're in stacks of... Are they stacks of 10 or are they stacks of 50? Anybody? You don't tell me on here. I need the wiki! Or I just stand here and watch. Well, it's more than 10. Alright, let's find out what it is. Even if it's 20, that's about right. Because I think we only need about 20 for this. What do we need? 5, 10, 15, 17 by the looks of it. So that's not too bad. We'll get 17. Yeah, speaking of 17, is that going to be the right count? Because I always get it wrong. 3, 5, 9, 10, 15. It sure looks like 17. Okay, so we got 17. That's kind of nice. I wasn't expecting to get that quickly. Okay, so we've got that. Let's just clean up this line a little bit and get it down to the end here. And I think what we're going to do is get ourselves a few storage tanks. And I guess we're going to need some bricks and things. So let's go down. Let's drive into that. And then after we've driven into that, and that thing there, and that thing over there, and the other thing we just drove into. Oh, boy. then we can stop here and pick up some bricks. Okay, if we get some bricks here, what we're going to do is get ourselves, we're going to want, I think to start, I usually like to start with 6 oil refineries. So there's 3. And we get 6, that would be 4. There's 4. 1. 5. Why am I struggling so much? 6. Alright, now we're going to need a bunch of these lovely machines, these chem plants. I see that we don't have any greens and things on, so let's go pick up a few of those. So let's just gather up some resources. What I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up some resources here on offline. We're going to get ourselves ready, and next time when we come back, we're going to set up ourselves that lovely oil plant. I notice we're just missing a couple things here as well, so we'll get that done. I thank you for joining me. This has been a kind of a quick one today. We're just kind of looking at getting ourselves next steps here. We're just wanting to get ourselves laid out, start getting those engines in place. We're working towards the blue slowly, but using the materials that we get to do other things. And I really would like to get those explosives, start getting some other things laid out for us sort of longer term. So really thank you for joining me. This has been episode, I believe it's 13. I'm Nerd Dad, and I am